Okay, welcome back to the Tildes.net November 2025 Backlog Bingo. This game is Murders on the Yangtze River. I'm playing this for the puzzle platformer, genre or catalog. Just some information on this. So this was released on Steam in January of 2024. I picked this up in May of last year, 2024. It's developed by Omega Game Studio. And then the publisher is also Mega Game Studio, along with NPC Entertainment. It's full disclosure, I actually played about an hour of this game already, just like yesterday, and I even did a recording. However, I just wasn't really happy with the recording that I did, so I decided to just like restart and re-record this. So it's not necessarily like everything should be like super fresh, obviously, but I'll try to bring in some of the comments that I made in my initial video that I recorded and then subsequently deleted. One of the things right off the bat is that when I first opened this game, everything was in Chinese, and clearly this game is from China. It even says down here at the bottom, we are a small game studio in China, limited language skills. That's fine, right? That's awesome that like as a Westerner, as a gamer, I'm starting to see more games from across the world, right? Like, typically as an American, we just see, okay, North American games and European games. Well, now we're seeing, like I said, more games from all over the place. However, like, it sounds like so, like, petty, I guess. I don't know. But I feel like if you're going to market a game in the West, this, like I said, I found this on Steam. The Steam page is all in English. It wasn't like I had to go dig into, like, I don't know, like a Chinese Steam or something else, whatever. Anyway, yeah, I feel like your game, the language options should be up front, like right away. Whereas for this, again, it was right away all in Chinese, and I actually had to like go look on the Steam forum to see like, hey, how do I change the language? I don't know, just something to consider, or I don't know. Consider as if you're making a game. I don't know, maybe you are making a game. But anyway, so I'm going to do this. As you can see, like I said, instead of continue, instead of saying new game, it says continue. Yeah, that's why. So we're going to go here. Don't look at the other things. Okay, there we go. No spoilers. Nothing was spoiled. I inked a pact with death. Awaited his arrival patiently. Tonight, he finally knocked on my door. That's never good, right? Wake up, knife in your hand, with someone seemingly dead next to you. Alright, unexpected misfortune, chapter 1. Open up. If you won't open these doors, we're breaking in. Oh, Uncle. Oh no, what in the, how could this possibly be? No, Master Lo. 30 minutes later. Lord, the murderer is sleeping like a baby at the scene of the crime. My head is spinning. I can't seem to clear my mind. The murderer? Could he be talking about me? I don't know, Shen Chongping. You're arrested, so quite possibly. Alright, typical WASD. Stay still, quit moving, you murderer. No, it was not me. I'm just a detective. I came here to... I know you're lying. How dare you kill Master Lo? Calm down, Officer Ma. I'll have to finish. We need to verify his true identity. I am Shen Chengping, a traveling detective. My assistant Afu and I arrived in this town last night to obtain clues on an old case. Our steamship broke down midway, and we struggled until late to reach shore. Alright, tap the left and right arrows keys on A and D to control movement. Can't believe we got here so late. It's because somebody fried the ship's generator. That's the shipmaster's fault. I warned him. You shouldn't be allowed to go near a generator. Huh? It's a young lady crying over there. Alright, let's just walk away. Never mind. We don't want to go next to... We don't want to bother the lady. Actually, can I just leave? Be like, nah, screw this. Back on the ship. Oh, come on. Alright, let's see here, lady. Why are you crying? Excuse me, miss. Are you alright? She just runs away. Huh? Why did she run away? Perhaps it is a delicate matter. Well, let's continue on our way then. By the way, that novelist you're visiting, is he really related to the open case? I think he could lead to the breakthrough we need. This must be the novelist place. I'll see you later. What? You don't want me to come? You need to go find parts to repair the generator. Alright, alright. Come back soon. I'm off then. It's a shift to walk. I do like how the default here is run. I don't know. I always think that's nice when games do that. Right. Let's knock. Who goes there? It's late. I am Shen Chengping. I have an appointment with Mr. Lo to meet today. My journey was delayed by a storm en route. I did not wish to miss our appointment, so I took the liberty of arriving at such late hours. Shen Chengping? Have we met before? We have never met in person. We've always communicated through letters. Oh, I see. One moment. Come on in, Mr. Shen. Check this out, man. It's Chinese Sherlock Holmes. Right, Lope. Please wait a moment, Mr. Shen. I must finish writing the story on hand. I do not wish to break my train of thought. No need to worry. I shall bide my time and I'll wait for yours. It's cold in the evening. Could I trouble you to close the door and hang the latch for me? Alright, got a mirror. A Western style mirror. It seems out of place compared with the other furniture in this room. Got a wardrobe. A wardrobe, slightly taller than a person. A lock hangs from the handles. Bed. Yeah, look how many books there are over there. Jeez. There are piles of old books underneath the novelist's bed. They're all covered in dust, which means that he has not read them in quite a while. I'll talk to Lope. The door has been closed. Please be at ease. I came here today on account of an important matter. Have you ever heard of the peculiar case that happened in London 3 years ago? Well, I mean, he's Sherlock Holmes. Certainly he has, right? Let's take our time to talk about this case. You must be tired from traveling afar. I'm sure you haven't had anything to eat yet. There's some local rice cakes in the chest beside me. Please, I insist, have a taste. Yeah, someone's had a bite of one of those already. Not gonna lie, that sounds pretty good. Then it would be rude of me to decline. Alright, let's have ourselves a little rice cake. Nothing bad will happen, right? There are a few pieces of translucent pastries on the plate. I am quite hungry. Perhaps just one piece. That's how it starts, Chen Chongping. So it just starts with one piece. Next thing you know, they're all gone. Or you get drugged, I'm not sure. No, wait, these rice cakes. That's not fast acting like poison, though. I feel like that's real quick. That is what had happened. After I ate the cake, I lost consciousness until you all arrived. So you're saying that you fainted inside this room because someone had drugged you? That is correct. I told you not to weasel. Even if you were drugged, the only possible murderer is you. I've got ironclad proof. There's no way I'm wrong. Officer Ma, would it be possible to ask you to elaborate on what the ironclad proof is? How dare you? Trying to provoke me? Man, this guy is like heated. Is that just like a thing that when you're a cop, you just have to be heated like all the time? No matter where you are? Truth fears no questions. Surely the judge also wants to see your proof to avoid misjudgment. Lo Pei is a local celebrity. I must account for this properly to townspeople. Tell us what you know then, Officer Ma, just so I could be at peace with this arrest. Fine. Just so you know how you got caught. Alright, deduction. Reasons for suspecting Shen Chongping. Judge Chang, it's simple. Up until we found the corpse, this room was completely sealed off. Sealed off? The window frame prevents anyone from entering or leaving through it. The door was bolted from the inside. If I hadn't broken the latch with my kick, we wouldn't have been able to get in. Which means that the murderer could only be someone who was already in the room. And that somebody is you. How? How could this be? The room was sealed off, and I was the one who hung the door latch. Ain't that the truth as clear as day now? Won't you just confess already? Officer Ma's deduction seems quite precise. I believe there's been no misjudgment. Mr. Shen, unless you're able to provide conclusive evidence to prove your innocence, I have no choice but to give orders to take you into custody. Both my hands are tied. How am I supposed to find evidence in such a short time? Calm down, Shen Chongping. This problem can be solved through observation and reasoning. All actions are bound to leave a trace on the scene. I am absolutely sure that I did not murder the victim. Someone is trying to frame me. So, I will be able to find a contradiction within the traces left behind at the scene. Before I answer Judge Chang's question, I need to carefully observe the scene first. Alright, let's investigate. I like how it's like, since he's actually like in custody, tied up right now, currently, that you like all he can see really is just, you know, his reflection in the mirror. Okay. First things first, are the knife, the murder weapon, a short blade stained with blood. This should be the murder weapon, found within my grasp, but now seen as evidence against me. Right, as he said, new clue. Let's check out the wound. The victim died facing upwards with multiple wounds on his chest, clothes stained with blood. My hands and feet are tied, so I can't get any closer to see any other details of the corpse. Okay. What's going on here? Several long continuous blood splatters on the floor. They are cast-off pattern bloodstains. There is an evident gap within the 3 longest bloodstains. How could this be? A gap in bloodstain is most likely caused by. So probably something was there, right? Disruption of the bloodstain was likely because something blocked the path of the splatter. The appearance of a gap shows that something that was once there has been moved. Let's see here. I'm gonna try something here. Oh, okay. So, start his face. The victim died facing upwards with multiple wounds on his chest, clothes stained with blood. My hands and feet are tied. Okay, so that's it. We can't see that yet. Let's look at this on his jacket. The blood on my sleeve most probably belongs to the deceased. It seems like there is also blood on my back as well. So there's no blood on his front, right? But there's blood on his back. You would think that if he stabbed him multiple times, if Chen Chongping had stabbed him multiple times, there would be splatter all over his front, but there isn't. Quit moving, you punk. What are you trying at? Officer Ma, could I trouble you to help me take off my coat? Oi, how dare you order me around? Dude, it's just a request. That's all. I would like to take a look at the back to see if it is also stained with blood. Indeed, Mr. Shen. There are bloodstains on your back. It's gotta be Master Lo's blood. Yep, okay. Yeah, because if there's blood on his back, that means he was either facing away from Lo Pei, or is that he was on the ground, right? There's some with the splatter there. Alright, investigation complete. Have you found evidence that can prove your innocence? This piece of evidence will be able to prove my innocence. So it should be this one, the coat. Officer Ma, is a person able to kill someone with a dagger while having his back towards them? Alright, now like I said, I played this part of the game already, but I promise, I deduced this on my own. Not that hard, right? Of course not. If so, this bloodstained coat will be able to prove my innocence. So this coat ain't yours? It is mine. I'm wearing it. What kind of nonsense is this? With dagger and blood, you're still saying you ain't guilty? Mr. Shen, how does this bloodstained coat prove that you are innocent? Take a look where the bloodstains are. They appeared on the back and not across the chest. So what does that imply? It implies that I had my back towards the victim when his blood was spilled. As my back is facing the victim, I am unable to raise the dagger to stab his chest. You must have turned your clothes inside out when you committed the murder. Now see, that doesn't even make sense. I can see like they turn him around, like he put his like jacket on backwards, but not like inside out. Unless there'd be blood, obviously, on the inside of his jacket or his coat. Such trickery is nothing new to me. Officer Ma, please look here. The floor has multiple cast-off pattern bloodstains, including one with a noticeable gap. It shows that there was once something there that had been moved later on. Did someone mess with the crime scene? That something was probably me. If I am right, the bloodstain on my back should be able to match the bloodstain on the floor. That will prove that I was unconscious on the floor during the time of the crime. Oh, got him. I would not have been capable of stabbing him to create such bloodstains as I had laid on the floor. There is some truth to that. Therefore, the truth of the matter is, after the murderer killed Lo Pei, he planted a dagger in my hands to frame me for his crime. He says, even while you're completely tied up, you are still able to calmly analyze the crime scene. Mr. Shen, that's impressive. Seems that you really are a detective. You flatter me, Judge Chang. So my suspicion has finally been cleared. As the only two people in this room, if you ain't the murderer, you saying he killed himself? Yeah, did he kill himself? If I want to find out the truth, I need to thoroughly investigate the crime scene. However, with my hands and feet tied, it is impossible for me to investigate. Officer Ma, how about we untie him? Lord, what if he... Rest assured, Judge Chang, I will not leave this place until we get to the bottom of this case. Huh. If you try any funny business under my nose, you'll pay for it. Alright, I'm finally allowed to move around this room. Okay, before we do that, I just want to share some other stuff. So obviously we saw this, right? The evidence area here, and then we have like the, I guess I should use my mouse. Our character screen. You know, pretty standard investigative game stuff. We have message history, which is nice. I love when games have this, especially in dialogue-heavy games, such as these type of investigative games. And this has something really cool that I really like a lot. So we'll start here in knowledge. So this is like the cast-off blood patterns, blood stains. You know, not everyone watches a lot of Law and Order, SVU, and NCIS or whatever. True crime. I don't watch a lot of true crime, but I do like fictional mystery and like murder and stuff. So yeah, it kind of goes through here and tells you like, okay, what is a cast-off pattern blood stain? What does that mean? Or, you know, we have hesitation wounds, defense wounds, right? So defense wounds is, you know, refers to injuries inflicted upon the victim when resisting an attack from the assailant. So that's kind of interesting. Hesitation wounds, you know, with one of the things where Shen Xiaoping is talking about is, or considering, is that, you know, maybe he committed suicide. So here's, okay, maybe this guy has hesitation wounds, right? Maybe because he's testing, he's not sure if he's gonna kill himself yet. Might be some of those. We haven't found that out yet, but that might be a possibility. Again, these are from the way this game does it is because obviously, like I said, I've played for about an hour, so this is like collective information. Since I've played an hour ahead, even though these haven't been brought up, I have these cards, or notes, if you will. But the cooler part here, I think, is actually is the facts, where you're actually starting to see, like, the game actually gives you, like, historical information. This is real information here about, like, detectives here. The word for detective in Chinese appeared in the Song Dynasty, which is from 960 to 1269 AD. And, you know, it talks about all this stuff, how by their, I think it's Qing Dynasty, that you already had, like, these detective, like Sherlock Holmes stories, which is why Lo Pei was in, like, that, you know, stereotypical detective garb. You know, and it just talks about, like, these Tales of the Moon. Again, this is one that has, I don't think this has come up yet, but it just talks about, you know, hey, science fiction and whatnot in in the 1900s in China. And just other various things where I think it's super helpful, especially as a Westerner playing this, you know, who's not he's not at all knowledgeable about history of China, especially, you know, before the communist takeover and whatnot, you know, what some of these things are. Like, I don't know, privileges of cultivated talents. No clue what that is. Obstruction of official duties. Okay, obstruction of official duties, we probably have that everywhere. We have something like that in the US. But what does that mean in China at the time, you know? So that's kind of cool. I do like that a lot. We also have dress up, which is cool. But I haven't really unlocked quite yet. Oh my. It's quite a dapper looking gentleman. Oh, that's an awesome getup, though. I do like that suit with that scarf. I should break up my scarves. It is scarf season. Anyway, then we got Afu as well, the assistant. Yeah, so there's some cool little features and whatnot in this game. I don't know. I really like, kind of like when I was playing Arco last week. You know, that one was more about like Mesoamerica and like native Mexicans and like, you know, maybe and how at the time of like, I don't know if colonization is really the right word, but like settlement and whatnot, is like white settlers from, you know, from the US or from Spain or whatever. That was like, that's what that game is kind of about. So I do enjoy that historical perspective that some of these games bring. But even in like what's the other one? I think I mentioned earlier, the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, which is like the Phoenix Wright version of this, but it takes place in like Japan and London, whereas this place takes place in China and maybe London. Even that game, like it brings that again, that historical, even though these are fictional games, they're still bringing that historical knowledge to me, who doesn't know much about like Victorian times and such in different parts of the world. All right, so Shen Chongping is able to move around this room. I need to investigate the crime scene as quick as possible. I can't miss a single detail. All right, throughout investigations, I will surely encounter many doubts. I should think carefully. And then up here, we have these doubts, right? So we have, did Lope commit suicide? So Lope and I were alone in the locked room. I didn't kill anyone. If so, then Lope committing suicide would be the only possibility. However, he could not have framed me for his death after committing suicide. Perhaps I will be able to find some answers from Lope's corpse. Alright, so like that kind of gives me like an idea of, okay, what do I got to do next? I have to, I have these things I need to find out in order to prove Shen Chongping's innocence, and that just points in the right direction. Okay, however, before I continue on, again, these videos are all about like 30 minutes, so just to give you kind of a little bit of flavor, just a little preview of what this game is about. This case definitely lasts longer than this. It lasts at least an hour, and I just don't want to record that long of a video as I did the first time. So I think I'll end it here. Yeah, this game's right on my alley. It's definitely Ace Attorney, just in China and Chinese. Yeah, I think it's really well done. I like the voice acting. There's actually there was, I think, a little bit of animation that wasn't played here, but that was like during my actual real first playthrough of this game, or first start of this game. There was actually some English voice acting, which is kind of neat. That said, the voice acting here, even if I don't understand Chinese, seems pretty well done. The translation, I know that they had the little at the start screen had oh, please forgive us, we're a small studio, apologies for any mistranslations or whatever. Honestly, it seems pretty solid so far. I really haven't seen any no major typos, maybe one little thing here and there, but it's pretty solid, I think. So yeah, I mean, I'm definitely gonna play this game. I will say I don't know if I'm gonna play this right now, continuing this game. Maybe a little bit here and there. I'm not really. I feel like I've been playing a lot of these mystery games this Backlog Bingo because I keep buying them. So I think I need to try something else. That said, I'm pretty sure I have at least one more game for this week that's mystery based. So yeah, that's why I'm all right, I need to take a break from this one so I can get to the next one. But anyway, yeah, this is Murders on the Yangtze River. It's solid, it's cool. I will definitely play this to completion at some point, 100%. Anyway, I appreciate you all watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and see you the next time. Thanks. Bye.